Okay, people. So before I upload this video, I took my son... Camera's crooked. I took my son... He needed some help with his driving, so anyway, I went out. So I haven't uploaded this video yet in regards to YouTube and their censorship and their copyrights and all this other crap. So, on the way home, though, I stopped up off there by the strip, right? Where the homeless people are. Because, like I said, I'm putting together a fundraiser. I've already spoken to the board director that's working with me with some initiatives. I have 2 fundraisers I have to write. I asked my son as he was driving, I said, why is it that I'm having such a, like, it's so hard for me to sit down in front of the computer and type this stuff out. It's not so bad once I get in front of the computer. You know, I can usually sit there for quite a long time and it comes out pretty easy, right? It's just a matter of getting me there and keeping me there. Because I'm always distracted with other things, right? Like I have yard work I have to do, people. And I still got those apples to do. And, you know, I've got laundry to do. And I got to sweep the floor. And just whatever it is. You know, school with Andre. Or just whatever. But in essence, if I sit down, it won't take me very long to do it. Because I've got a really good handle on the English language. And I know what I'm talking about. And it's easy for me to talk about it. And fairly easy after all these years dealing with all these politicians saying go home and write more. It's fairly easy for me to sit there and type it out now. It's just a matter of getting me there to type it out. And my son said that when you're not feeling well, it would be pretty standard that the brain is not operating like it used to. So besides that point, I am going to, over the next 3 days, write 2 fundraisers, one for $300,000 for housing repairs, general housing repairs, and one for a minimum of $5,300 that's going to go towards helping the people out there in the immediate, once we get to our dollar amount that's been capped, in addition to getting anywhere from 15 to maybe 25 or 30 people off the street based on 170. This is what you're going to see happen, hopefully, over the next course of the month. So the reason I'm telling you this first, because I'm going to upload this, I'm going to put this clip first, and then everything else that in reference to YouTube and how they're looking for negative attention from me, that I just don't have time to be dealing with at this point. Because it's the same old okie dokie with them, right? It's on the back burner in terms of when I come across that letter that I had written them before when Uncle John went missing, and I wanted them to do something about that troll network, and then I brought to their attention about the copyrights, but I just never did finish the letter because I got distracted with other things, ended up writing other things, you know, whatnot. Then I'll finish the letter, and I'll send it out to them with the photocopies of the copyright, because I'm going to tell you right now, people, if what I have planned for these 2 fundraisers for the duration of, we'll just give it 1 year. I don't think it's going to take 1 year to accumulate $5,300. And I certainly don't think it's going to take 1 year to accumulate $300,000 under the right conditions. But we'll just give it a 1 year walk, right? Being copyrighted for anything that I might be doing in the community when I bring out my DJ equipment, and people get up on the mic, and we're trying to spread goodwill in the community, even though there's hardships and just whatever around us, it doesn't matter. It's going to have to be dealt with in terms of this copyright crap. Maybe in a year from now, the foundation might be able to afford a universal licensing agreement in terms of when we feature an event on my channel or any channel that's under the license of New Nations Unity. It might be different, but we're not there yet, right? So, you know, is Fraser Health responsible for YouTube? Not necessarily when it comes to copyright material, although this trolling network that's not being dealt with, most definitely, because it didn't start until Uncle John went missing. Does that mean that YouTube's not responsible for their troll network that they quite possibly may employ to oppress certain channels so that they can promote other channels that are, you know, based on stupidity? Like I said, I talk about real stuff, real life, real solutions, and I don't just talk about it, I live it and I act on it, and I try and build on solutions. It's always been like that, people. So I'm just going to take this copyright with a grain of salt right now. There's what, 7 or 8 of them under that one video that's 34 minutes long that's been sitting up on my channel for 5 consecutive years uninterrupted with their advertisement on that freaking particular YouTube video. And I will deal with it later, because what's important right now is for me to just shake out the cobwebs in my head and sit down in front of that computer and type out what I need to type. Doesn't have to be perfect, because once I type out the base, somebody else can come in and tweak it and make it better. Definitely for the one for the 300,000, I would think that that one would have to be revised by somebody that has a little more experience with house repairs. The one out in the streets, well, this is just going to be a game shaker. It's going to shake up the whole game. That's what it's going to do. You're going to see. I believe we're going to get some results very, very soon. So YouTube, if you're watching this, just keep in mind that I was just a mother with 5 children, housebound, looking after a blind man that nobody cared about, basically, who needed assistance because he had bad legs, bad back, couldn't see, nobody cared. And I raised a family, and because I was housebound, I wanted to do something good for my community, in addition to for the children and the young people and just whoever across the continent, because I had big dreams. And unfortunately, I don't like my knees being cut off with an axe, my hands behind the back, being told that I can't breathe, even though I've walked the mile. The mile. I've walked more than a mile to have the right to do the events that I do with music. So how do we figure YouTube and your staff? How do we correct this problem? Hopefully, if I send you something in the mail, you'll sincerely look at it, reconsider it, and deal with those music companies, because for me to try and contact each and every one, I don't know if that's going to work, because as if I've got the resources to be doing all that kind of photocopying and energy to sit up there and write all those letters and then have to come back and fight with you. So I guess that one video in particular is muted for now. For now. Oh my God. They're going to go after all the other videos. They're going to mute all my videos. They're going to do something, people. Why? Why after 5 years? Okay, people. This is November 20th, 2011. Oh, God. November 20th, 2017. Okay, so this just came in on November 8th. What YouTube has done in partnership with Universal Music Group, I think that's what that is. UMG, is they've gone on to attack, after all these years, my Malcolm X chocolate milk party back to school. 4 of 4. Now, I think there was a copyright claim on this one before. I disputed it. They released it. But they're at it again. This one is Live a Little, Love, Jump for Jaw, same video. England Be Nice, same video. Call the Police, same video. I was DJing with records, people. I was doing an outside event. It was my second year back to school Malcolm X chocolate milk party. Right? I did something for the community with the nonprofit that I work on. And this is one reason why I don't go out and DJ out in the community and do park events and stuff. Because if I do a park event, people, or, you know, I do a sidewalk gig or something to get out there and, you know, I bring my DJ equipment, the canopies, and I bring painting stuff for the kids or whatever it is that I'm doing. I upload 9 times out of 10. YouTube is copywriting. And it's so depressing that I just gave up. So in a lot of ways, I could say that these corporations have hindered the progress of the foundation that I work on. For the simple fact is, anytime I go out and try and promote the nonprofit out in the community, through park events and that type of thing, I get shut down through the uploads. Because what they've done is they've muted the whole video. And I made the video in 2012, people. I made the video in 2012. It's 2017. And because they did a copyright with that more recent video that I've disputed and waiting for the answer on that one, they're going back into my old videos and they're copywriting. Here it is again. UMG, Jump for Jaw, England Be Nice, UMG, Jump, okay. And then Call the Police, WMG, UMG, Live a Little Love, UMG, same video. So let's just go see this one here. It's a nice video, but it's been muted. Doesn't even play. Audio muted in all countries. Embedding disabled. I don't monetize. They put their advertisements on my videos anyway, people. There you go. And then eventually what they're going to do, if they don't release the mute, they will remove my video eventually. Now, if we go into... Now, this is a public event. This is something that I put on for the kids in the neighborhood and the youth and whatever, and just the community in general. Right? And this is, you know, like I said, it's, you know, it's hard enough going out there and trying to do what I was doing with limited income or no income. And, you know, you have a good day to the best of your ability under those circumstances. I'm looking for copyrights. I don't see it here. Right? And then they used to have copyrights in here. Maybe it's on this side section. I don't know where it is. I don't think it's up in there. They're always changing stuff, right? And then you come home and you convert the videos and you upload them and then you get tagged. It's like so depressing. And then you try and contact them and, like, you know, I work under a universal trademark name, people, to try and promote community wellness. And they expect you to go out there and do it without any DJ equipment. Even though you've paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, you know, tens of thousands of dollars to promote the nonprofit, to bring in community wellness. And then along comes these music publishing groups in partnership with YouTube, and they just shut you down at the knees. I'm looking for copyrights. I don't see it. Hold on a minute. I'll be back. Okay, so I found it. This is what they have right now listed under my copyright notices. Obviously, this was the new one, the X Club going to the USA. Like, seriously, people, I went onto my website, clicked on a MIDI. I was outside working in the X Club all day long, you know, in my leaky ship, or the leaky porch, leaky roof, whatever, you know, trying to have a good attitude, you know, thinking about the kids in the springtime and the summertime out in the back now that the shed is fixed. And, you know, you're starting to use some of those materials and, you know, just trying to keep the X Club alive, right? Just trying to keep the non-profit alive, people. All right, you know, trying to stay faithful to the mandate in terms of what I tried to start off to do in 1999, and then proceeded to invest time, energy, and money for 17 years to be chopped down at the knees, basically. Each and every time I go out and I do something in the community with music. So, you know, it makes me reluctant to go out there and do something. Because I know what's coming as soon as I upload the video, right? And, you know, I don't know how to correct that problem, right? I tried to explain through their little dispute processes, you know, that I work under universal trademark, and, you know, I'm not promoting myself. You know, I'm doing these things for the community, to try and open up opportunities and you know, build in community wealth and, you know, help people, right? With no resources or very, very limited resources. And now I have absolutely no resources, people. So besides that point, you know, I come inside, I sit in front of my computer, you know, I'm trying to think, well, don't give up, don't get discouraged, because I'm coming up with a federal review, right? I turn on my website, you know, it's got a MIDI. I sit there, I listen to the MIDI because I like listening to the MIDIs. You know, it's kind of like a meditation for me. You know, I make a little comment about, you know, I'm not going to give up. I'm thinking about going across over to the border and, you know, touch base with some people down in the United States out there, right? And what does YouTube do? They come along and they copyright it. So that's in dispute. I'll find out by December 7th whether they'll release this or not. Right now you can see this video, but after December 7th, because of 2 minutes at the end of the video, they may delete the whole video, people, or they may mute the whole video. And if they mute the whole video and they keep it muted, and I know this for a fact, eventually they will delete the whole video, because they've already done that with videos from 2009 where I was out with Home Depot in the courtyard at Gateway Place doing a playground restoration, and they muted the video. I disputed the video, but for some strange reason, that particular video, out of all the other videos, they never released it. And then eventually the video just disappeared. Anyway, you can see these ones are all viewable. Some of them have been muted in the past, and then for some strange reason, they were unmuted, right? One of these were muted. I disputed it, I suppose. Or maybe I left it, I don't know. Because after a while, I just gave up, right? Because I've got this troll network. Do you see this, people? My channel is highly censored by YouTube. YouTube and its staff, somebody within its staff, and I do believe that through their staff, they have a troll network now. I've been on YouTube since 2009, and this troll network was introduced in and around the time when Uncle John went missing. So I have two groups of stalkers. I have the Duncan clan and anyone related to what happened to Uncle John going missing. And then I have this YouTube troll network that trolls channels to shut down channels to control the flow of what people are seeing in terms of who YouTube promotes for views and who YouTube censors so they don't get views. And they use, I hate to say it, but dirty tactics. They use a troll network that comes in and purposely goes out of its way just to thumb down the videos. Right? To keep you low on the, you know, I guess the more likes you get, the higher, more viewership you get. But even these big YouTubers that have like 300,000, 400,000, 1 million subscribers, they're being wiped out. Especially if they're talking about serious issues. But the ones that, you know, are, you know, doing really, really stupid things, talk about stupid things, you know, is just idiocy. Those are the ones, those channels seem to be flourishing. You know, and they don't contribute anything back into communities. It's all about them. And then there's some real sick shit that goes on too that seems to be promoted quite readily throughout YouTube. But as soon as you talk about real life, real situations, or try and do something positive, this is Holly Park. This is all park events. Park events. This is what my channel used to look like before they changed. Here, I'll bring it a little closer. Before they changed it to a gray box. This is back in the day when we had more freedom to be more creative with our pages. And obviously I was going from page to page, or I was going through, you know, different things to show how smoothly the format worked for the creator or the YouTube user, right? And because one of those little clips in there had some kind of a music, obviously I got a copyright. But if you notice, the troll network is busy. Because this stuff here, all these thumbs down, didn't happen until Uncle John went missing. So it's a combination of the troll network that's being employed through the YouTube network to censor and silence community activists, in addition to the Duncan Clan and quite possibly Fraser Health Authority employees and that type of thing. Park event. This is when, this little bit here was when I was starting to be gang stalked, right? Muted. Right here. This one here was probably, it used to produce an advertisement. Because if you notice, it's low down on the list. It's low down on the list. Hold on, let me go like this again. If you notice, it's low down on the list. So they tagged me on this one a long time ago. But suddenly, in 2000, okay, they tagged me in 2012 because it's low down on the list. But suddenly, because again, I'm under attack through a YouTube troll network that's being employed to shut down certain channels. I really do believe this. For whatever reason, probably has something to do with Malcolm X. Because, you know, God forbid if communities pulled themselves up by their bootstraps and started building community wealth and poverty was starting to be eliminated in terms of that wealth dispersing it. I'm tired again, right? Wealth distribution, right? You know, right now we have an imbalance of wealth, right? You know, society in general is down here. What you see here is me down here with just the little people, okay? And when these guys come in and they start doing stuff like this 5 years later to shut you up, right? To make you feel bad about yourself. This is gaslighting. This is what this is, people. They've had their advertisements on this video for a long, long time. And to be honest with you, sometimes I think I have two channels without being told that I have two channels. Hold on a minute. So basically what I'm saying is, people, this video was uploaded in 2012. And because of the static that I get from uploading videos when it relates to any kind of music, if I'm out in the community doing something, regardless of where I am. This is what happens, right? And then, you know, I either dispute or I don't dispute. They put their ads up. I have no problem with that. But because there's this hard-on to shut down truthers, I guess you could say I'm kind of like a truther because I talk about real things and I put the thumbtack on the map where it belongs in terms of, I don't know. We know I got an old camera here. I don't know why it did that. But besides that point, 5 years later, they came along and they tagged every song on this video so that I have to dispute it. And now that they've targeted one, they're probably going to go after all the other ones. And if you notice, there's not that many views on that video, only 85 views. Right? Because again, my channel is being suppressed. It is. I noticed that a long time ago, people. You know, they don't want, a lot of people, I don't know who they are other than select groups. But for these select groups, they don't want community wellness. They don't. They want to keep control of the politics and then say that we live in a capitalistic society and therefore pull yourself up by your bootstraps and make it on your own. And when you try and go out there and you do something positive, try to do something positive, they don't want it, people. They'll find one way or another way to shut you down. This is back in the day when the channels were better formatted. And obviously, somewhere in there is some kind of music. Okay? This is at Occupy Wall Street. Right? I come in with New Nations Unity to the Occupy Vancouver Wall Street back in 2011. And they copyright me because of the music in the background. Right? If you notice, though, those videos are still playing. Okay? I have quite a few of them. This is back in 2009. This one's muted. Do you see that one? Muted due to copyright content. What is the song that they muted? So they muted another one. I know that they have, this is with Home Depot. They muted a video with a Home Depot staff in there painting a playground courtyard for poor children, with many of those children coming in from refugee camps, from Africa, from Lebanon, from places like that, people. This complex was full of immigrant children from poor countries that came in from refugee camps, that all they had for a day's food was an old jug of sour milk. And these corporations want to mute the video. How many videos should I go out? How many more events should, hold on a minute. Okay, people. So, how many events do I have to do before I learn my lesson in terms of being copyrighted, you know, having to explain myself over and over again? Sometimes I just ignore it. I don't even dispute them. I gave up. When you get into 35 copyrights, after a while you just give up. And if you're going to give up disputing them, then you're going to give up going out in the community and doing stuff in the community. Now, I'm going to do stuff in the summertime with the kids. You can bring out the boom box. Everybody going to be rattling their tambourines and banging on the drums that I bring out. And because there's music from the boom box coming through, it doesn't matter if it's Rafferty or Snoop Dogg. Do you hear what I'm saying? I'm going to get a copyright. Whether they put up their advertisement or not, they can keep their advertisement up there for 5 years and then just come along and take each and every fucking song out of the whole 34-minute video and copyright each and every video, each and every song, and then eyeball the rest of those videos that are already copyrighted, that they have their advertisement on, which I am fine with, right? Share the wealth. You know what I'm saying? and then mute it in 3 years from now. At their discretion. Why would I want to set myself up for failure, people? They've already shot me in both of my feet and taken my hands, basically, in a figurative sense, and put them in handcuffs and made it impossible for me to effectively promote the nonprofit to my ability. Because I'm not a very good promoter, people. I don't have the resources to promote what needs to be promoted in the manner it needs to be promoted. Even less now than what I've had over the last 17 years. I have taken my own money, people. Uncle John did not pay for me to promote the nonprofit. I did. I used my credit cards. I used my family allowance. I used my trust funds. I borrowed on my life insurance policy to push the envelope, people, when it regarded the nonprofit. And all YouTube has to do is flick a switch and shut me down in partnership with their music companies. I'm surprised that it's just one or two. Normally, there's like 15 of them in there. Everybody wants their 2 cents. I don't know how to deal with that, people. I don't. Like, I told the guy at the corner store over here, I was supposed to do it this year, but, you know, I'm not feeling that great, and I'm worn out. You know, and I'm under stress with Uncle John and everything in this lawsuit, and, you know, I'm fighting to keep my house, and I'm fighting, you know what I'm saying? I couldn't dig out my DJ equipment. I had my daughter come in here and steal my free hand mics. $1,000 worth of my mics went out the fucking door because she managed to get in here, beelined into my bedroom when I wasn't looking, and stole $1,000 worth of my mics. But besides that point, I still have my DJ equipment. I still have enough equipment to go to the corner store, set up my tables, and do another Malcolm X back to school chocolate milk party. But for what purpose? So that YouTube can cut me off at the fucking knees, take my hands, put them behind my back, and put me on lockdown? As their employed troll network that they don't fucking manage. They don't provide no protection to the users in terms of the legitimate freaking YouTubers like such as myself. They let these freaks come in and just go one after another, after another, after another, after another, after another. Because it's gaslighting. Like I said, 2 groups of people gaslighting me. It's the Duncan clan for sure, because that shit didn't really pick up. Well, it never picked up. It never started until Uncle John went missing. And then because at that same timeline, YouTube started coming in with their flag group. They just started flagging down all these freaking videos because they got tired of paying these big YouTubers all this money. I don't get paid for nothing, people. I've been on YouTube for 9 years. I have not gotten not one red cent. Not one. What I get is harassment. And if you file a complaint with YouTube, they just sit up there with their little generic email saying, we don't acknowledge that you're being harassed. So I gave up filing complaints because it's obvious that YouTube protects this troll network. Because for legitimate users such as myself, we should be able to tap in as to who is doing this with legitimate fucking names or IP addresses, so that if we want to, we could take it to our local police departments that specialize in that freaking area and have these people either charged or warned by a legitimate police force. If you're going to go around and display stalking behavior because there's something wrong with you and you can't explain yourself outside of, I'm employed to do it. And if people are being employed to do it, then the company needs to be held accountable. But right now, there is no accountability in anything that YouTube does. 5 years a video is up, and all of a sudden, each and every song out of 34 minutes has been wiped out. Because they're looking for me to file a dispute. What am I going to say?
I work on a nonprofit that you destroyed basically because you don't allow me to promote it on your YouTube channel. Should I write it like that? When they took Uncle John, I did write something. It's still written somewhere around here, but all my papers are mixed up because the city had me out in the fucking yard in the last 2.5 years for a year and a half out of those 2.5 years. How much do you think I actually got done in terms of paperwork? As I'm being stalked on YouTube and at home through the city, MCFD, and whatever else. Fraser Health Authority, CIBC Bank, under the collusion of wealth building for themselves. Because they're sure in the hell not doing it for the community, that's for sure. They're not working for the public, people. I work for the public. I work for the public. I have been working for the public. I continue to work for the public. I'm going to go out there, out to the homeless strip there. I'm going to bring some equipment with me. And guess what? We're all going to be dancing to nothing. The turntables will be turning. The speakers will be there. But you won't hear anything. I'll make sure that everybody's dancing to no music just so that YouTube can't fuck with us and shut us down. Because that's pretty much what it boils down to. And after I do on the video, then I'll turn on the music and people can relax and be themselves and think about creating solutions for themselves and learn to work together as a team to solve these crises that we're finding ourselves in across the continent of the United States of America and Canada, including Mexico. And then it trickles on down to Brazil and Cambodia and Brazil and those kind of places. Argentina and whatnot. Honduras. So, I don't see how disputing, I don't know how many there was there. I printed them out. It's not like I have any money for ink either, people. You know, I don't have any money. Fraser Health Authority took care of that, and so did CIBC Bank and the Duncan clan with that nepotism. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
7.
Quiet. 6, 7, 8. 8 copyrights under one video. And I'm going to go to the corner store this spring and do a back to school Malcolm X chocolate milk party, right? To uplift my community. To make the people feel good for a day, right? Just so I can be gaslighted and treated like shit on a corporate level, right? Because they want to control the politics within their system and promote junk, stupid pranks, babbling idiots, gross crap, just some really sick shit on YouTube, people, that seems to get a big green light from YouTube staff. So I don't want to drag this on. I don't know what I'm going to do. Does this thing even play? Yeah, let's look at this. This is what they muted, but they deleted one completely. Wow, look at that, people. So when I go out in the community, we're going to go out and do something, but I'll make sure there's no music playing in the background, because if I play anything with my equipment that I invested in to help promote community wellness, I'm just a target. That's all. I don't know how to correct this problem. Right? It's hard enough going out there and trying to do things and be cut down at the knees. It's another thing when you go out there, manage to do something, and then upload it, and then be cut down at the knees and have your hands tucked behind your back, and you're treated like a criminal. Right? Because it is. It's just, that's what it is. What was the point of getting a universal trademark name if you can't use it? And I'm sorry, I don't have a lot of money to buy a universal licensing fee to correct this problem. I'm scrounging around just for carrots for the winter time because we know how people in, oh, here's another one. Oh yes, they muted this one. This one used to work, but they muted this one too. This one used to work. This one was a really nice one, actually. It was a lot of laughter. People were having a really good time, right? Everybody was feeling good, and because everybody was feeling good and everybody was having a good time, guess what happened? It got muted, people. Because YouTube and their partners don't want to see someone like me be successful in a capitalistic society. Because pimping poverty on all levels of the spectrum for corporations and individuals is what's profitable in a capitalistic society versus giving people fair chances with opportunity. And even if you spend thousands and thousands, tens of thousands of dollars just so that you can set up the stage so that you can go out there and try and do something, it doesn't matter. It's not going to matter because you have to be a sellout before you'll be successful. You have to be that gangster driving around in a fucking Hummer in the middle of the night, slinging methamphetamines and heroin and all that crap in the community before you become successful. You have to be that crooked politician and judge that turns the blind eye to the corporate corruption that enables the here, let's turn off the volume before I get another copyright. That enables the corruption to continue within our public service sector so that wealth is built for them, right? I made these people. I can't even promote my own outfits on my own channel without having YouTube staff and their troll network come in and shut me down by age restricting my video that I put up to show people that I have talent. This is what I should be doing, people. I shouldn't be out in the yard working my ass off to please the city, so that the city can eventually kick me out, get me out there on the strip with the rest of those people, and then treat me like trash with the cops until I'm dead. Right? So that they can make profit off of my work that I've invested into this yard for the last 7 years of my life, just so that my family can have a home with peace for a few years. I haven't sown since 2010, people, because I've been in the yard. I've been in the yard ever since I moved into this house. I stopped sowing in 2010. In the last 2.5 years, since Uncle John's been gone, I've been in that yard for over 1.5 years, based on the city. So that gave me 1 year just to live my life, and even then, I was in the yard planting a garden, or doing whatever I was doing, building a shed, so that I could have toys put away nicely, not get ruined or dirty, so I could bring out my DJ equipment in the spring with the children and then upload a video so that YouTube can cut me off at the fucking knees so that they can give their buddies a free chance to become successful at the expense of exploiting the poorest of the poor. Is this video going to get flagged for age restriction again? I can take you to multiple channels that you're going to see worse than this. And they're not age restricted, and they're sure in the hell not flagged. But they promote a different agenda, right? They promote themselves. Whereas my channel, long-term, promotes the building of community wealth. This is my business, people, that I could never get off the ground. Because there's too many people out there that do not like to share wealth. There's too many people out there that tell you to pull yourself up by your bootstraps, but are the first ones to come along with the fucking axe and chop you off at the damn knees and keep you down. And then not give you proper health care so that you heal properly. And when they're done chopping you down, they go after your children. That's what they do. Does it make a difference without music?
Okay. Look at that rainbow. Isn't that amazing?
Oh, something came up. There's a rainbow.
Yes, that's right. Hold on, bring
Oh.
the story is
Yeah.
the end of a rainbow.
In the happy days.
Gold.
Happy days, people. This is
community celebration.
this is when I was more positive. This is when I believed in the community. This is when I believed in people.
We gotta find it, come on.
Right?
Find it, come on.
At the end of the rainbow. Come on, this way.
Right?
Oh, I love rainbows.
Let's finish this. Where's the smut in it, people? What's so wrong about this? Are the people that flag this, are they jealous that they can't make it? Is that what it is? These fat cows that sit on their pimply asses, is that what it is? Are they so freaking jealous that they can't get behind a sewing machine and make this stuff? Are they so jealous that they can't found an international nonprofit, that they gotta sit up there and destroy it for the rest of society, so that the haves continue to have and the have-nots just get more and more mistreated by our public servants? Is that what it is? I don't know. As if I've got time to write these music groups. I don't know. As I'm going through my paperwork, I'll find what I wrote YouTube. Hopefully I'll get it in the mail. But I'm not well anymore, people. I'm not. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's exactly what it is. You can add YouTube to the list. Okay, so I'm going to put this first, and then I'm going to the rest of this. Hold on a minute. Somebody's coming up the stairs. So anyway, I'm going to go help my son with his car here. But do you see, people? Right? It hasn't stopped. This YouTube staff and the Duncan clan, they took Uncle John's demise and my family's demise, and they imported their negativity into the nonprofit because they want to bring genocide into the United States of America, keep control of the politics as they infiltrate the, Canada, mistreat the Canadian-born people, right, to bring in their funky politics that overinflate housing prices so that you've got tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of people living out on the streets, basically falling under soft kill tactics that remove them off the planet. Do you see this? This is YouTube's inability to provide a safe environment for their creators to do videos. Whether they're talking about serious issues or whether they're going out in the community and doing the things that I do. It doesn't matter if it's a New Nations community celebration at a park event or a Malcolm X chocolate milk party, or, stepping up into some other movement and being a part of that. Like I said, come in with the axe, chop you down off at the knees, take your wrists, put them behind your back, and then tell you you can't breathe.